Quick question. Do you actually know if you're on track financially? Not a guess, not a gut feeling. I mean, do you really know the numbers based on your income and your age? Do you know what your net worth is right now? Most of the six-figure earners that I work with have no idea. They're earning good money. They invest a little here, save a little here. They're doing everything that they think is right to do. But when we do the numbers and we calculate everything, more often than not, we find that they're significantly behind on where they should be. In this video, I'm going to give you the exact net worth of those who are at 35, 40, and 45, especially for people who are earning six figures. We're going to use the same formula I use with my coaching clients. And by the end of this video, you should know exactly where you stand. So the first thing I want to do is define what is your net worth. Your net worth is your assets minus your liabilities. So it's everything that you own minus everything that you owe. So if you have a bank account, 401k, brokerage account, savings accounts, all of those things added up. And then everything you owe, all your credit cards, car loans, personal debts that you have, any kind of debt that you owe where you owe money to someone else. That determines your net worth. Now, there's another way to calculate, or there's another word that we use for net worth. It's called a balance sheet. And a balance sheet does the same thing as net worth. It basically shares with you that you have everything that you own, everything that you owe, and then the bottom number is hopefully a positive number. Most people in America today don't know what their net worth is or why it's important. Actually, there's two main formulas that are used in calculating your net worth. I personally use a different one. I'm going to use the second one that we're going to talk about, but let me show you this first one here. And this is from the Federal Reserve. And basically what it is the median net worth by age versus the average net worth by age. So the median net worth is $39,000 for those under 35. Now 35 to 44, which basically is the 35 and the 40-year-old that I talked about earlier, is $135,600. The average net worth is $549,000. Well, what does that mean? What's the difference between median and average? Average is kind of a skewed number. It's really not a true indication of what's going on because it's skewed by those that have a huge net worth, like the multi-billionaires, the trillionaires, the Elon Musks of the world. It's kind of skewed by what they do. Where on the median, there's that number, that $135,000 number, there's that many people below that number as there are above that number. And so it's even. It's really actually in the middle of what is the total population of people who have net worth. And so that's something that's important to remember. The median is the most important number, or the more important number to really consider. So if you're 35 years old right now, and you don't have a net worth of at least $135,600, you're on the bottom level of that. You're underneath that. So that's one way to calculate where you should be. Now, 45 to 54 is $247,200. That's the median. So you should have at least that as the median net worth according to the Federal Reserve. Now, I'm going to share with you another way that's calculated that's a little different. That's just showing you the statistics. Now, this is the actual way. Let me show you this. So what this one does is this one shows you that if you're 35 years old right now, the minimum you should have is 1 time your annual income. You're on track with 2 times your annual income, and you're ahead of the game if you have 3 times your annual income. If you're 40 years old and have 2 times your annual income, you're at a minimum. If you're 45 and you have 3 times your annual income, that is the minimum. And so on track is 3 times at 40, and ahead of the game is 5 times at 40. At 45, it's 5 times your annual income to be on track and 7 times your annual income to be ahead of the game. Some of the biggest problems, though, with creating your net worth is understanding that you have to fund your assets. You have to build your assets with your positive cash flow. So we need a cash flow statement that first actually to be able to show us. And we know if our net worth is growing, it means that we have a positive cash flow. And we're constantly and consistently funding our net worth, which is awesome. So now I want to show you another way to calculate your net worth that's actually a lot more efficient and effective and more accurate. And frankly, the numbers that I just showed you, where it was 1 time your annual income, 2, 3, 5, 7 times your annual income, it actually shows that that's actually very low and it's not actually accurate for what you should be. The other calculation I like to use, it comes from the Millionaire Next Door. So in this calculation, you take your age, and this is something that if you're not 35, maybe you're 36 or 37, maybe you're 25, maybe you're not 45, you're 51 or 52 or 50. This is something that you can use no matter where you are in your situation or however old you are. This is a calculation that you can use. And this is the actual calculation that I use to help my clients know and understand if they're on track or not. Now, this one comes from the Millionaire Next Door, which is a study of thousands of millionaires over the course of a significant period of time. In fact, there's two periods of time. One was in the late 80s, early 90s, and another one was in the early 2000s, where they did two studies. Each one had 800 to 1,000 millionaires involved in that. And this is how they determined what the most efficient way to calculate your net worth based on your age and your income. So let's say that right now you're 35 years old and you make $100,000. So you're just barely a six-figure earner. You're an underaccumulator of wealth if you have $175,000 in your net worth. Now that's a positive liquid net worth. Now I calculate net worth two different ways. I shared with you earlier is all of your assets minus all of your liabilities. But there's a liquid net worth and then there's a total net worth. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. So under accumulator of wealth is 175,000, average accumulator of wealth. So this is basically where you should be. Where you should be, if you're 35 years old and you make $100,000 a year, you should have 350,000. Now that's a big difference from what we were talking about over here, because under the Federal Reserve, the network benchmarks, the benchmarks that they talk about is that you should have at 35, you should have 240 to 300,000. So it's about 100,000 more with the Millionaire Next Door calculation. So that honestly, if I'm going to go to retirement and if I'm going to make it to my financial freedom date, I want to have more money than less. So if we can overestimate, and of course it kind of gives us a false sense of security if we miss it, because we're thinking, oh no, we missed our goal. But if you miss your goal, you're going to miss it by I'd rather shoot for the moon and hit a rock than shoot for a rock and hit the dirt. You know what I mean? It's better to have a goal that's bigger and then you can scale back rather than have a goal that's smaller and have to scale up. So I'm going to say, look, if you're really going to have a goal, I would use this calculation, which is your age right here, age times income divided by 10. So let's say you're 6 years old, it's 360,000. Let's say you're 40 years old. That's 400,000. 41 years old, you have 410,000. So you get the idea here. An under accumulator is 205,000, and average accumulator is 410. And a prodigious accumulator, meaning somebody who's really going for it and really building a strong net worth, has $820,000 as their net worth at 41 with $100,000 income. Now, is that possible? It is if you have had that $100,000 income for a long time and you have had the chance to really build that wealth and have compound interest working on your side. So let's take a look at the difference between liquid net worth and not. So what I would say is that your liquid net worth is all of your stocks, bonds, mutual funds, anything that could be easily converted to cash. All of your debts are outside of your mortgage, because your mortgage is tied to your house. Now, why would your house and your equity in your home should be considered in your total net worth, but not in your liquid net worth? Because liquid net worth means you could sell it and still be okay and get what you need. Now, if you sell your house, you still need to live somewhere. So that it's not part of a liquid asset calculation. So what I calculate both. I calculate total net worth, including the home, and then liquid net worth, excluding the home. And in liquid net worth, I exclude your car if it's the only car that you have that you're using. Because if you sell your car to pay off a debt or something, you still need to get around. So you still need a car. So you'd have to buy another car just to do that. So you better keep the car that you have. It's better to keep the car that you have than sell it and try to get another one, because you still need to get around. And it's better to keep the house that you have than try to sell it and get another one, unless it's significantly unless you have a really great amount of equity and you can go buy a downsize to a house that's way more efficient and effective for you. So most Americans today have 90% of Americans have a positive net worth when they include the equity in their home. That drops significantly to 30% when you exclude the home. So if you take away the home equity, meaning the mortgage and the house, the value of the house, when you take those out of the equation, only 30% of Americans have a positive net worth. My question to you is, what do you have? Do you have a positive net worth or a negative net worth? And if it's negative, what do we need to do to fix that? If it's a positive net worth, what can we do to grow it? And are you tracking it on a regular basis? So before I go, what I want you to do is I want you to go home, or I want you to stop the video, or I want you to, once the video is over, I want you to take out a calculator, pen and paper, whatever you need to do, write down your age times your income. So let's say that right now you're making 150,000 and you're 41, you should have $600,000 in your average. If you're an average net worth, should be that much based on your income and your age. Now, let's say you're 25 years old right now and you only make $25,000. Well, your net worth should be $62,000. This video was originally designed for folks who have, a six-figure income, but I want you to go and calculate your income. Calculate your age times your income and then divide by 10. And then come back and comment the number and tell me if you're on track or not. Make that comment in the comments below. If you want to learn more about how to calculate your net worth, if you want to work with me about ways to increase your positive cash flow so that you can fund your assets and then build your net worth and track that over time, you're definitely going to want to download my free ebook at parisclough.com/free book so that you can learn how to free up more positive cash so that you can fund those assets and build your net worth. And if you missed the last video I produced where I talk about the 5 things you need to do before you meet with a lender or a mortgage professional, if you're going to buy or refinance a house, you're going to want to watch that video here. Until the next video, make sure that you take time every day to turn your income into wealth and build a massive bank account.